Okay, keep this in. Do not edit this out. Guys, I just hopped on the line and Sarah was just sitting in her office alone laughing. So that's as much context as I have to this.
Oh my God. I'm crying. This is the funniest ad I've ever seen. Okay, so can we just go into it? I don't even know.
Welcome back to Brain Driven Brand, sponsored by Other Side. What is so funny?
Well, welcome to today's broadcast. Usually Nate and I shoot the shit for like at least 10 minutes, but I'm dying on this ad. I'm going to show you this ad, no context. I'm going to show you no context at all. And I want your pure reaction to this because, wow. Okay. Give me a second. I don't even know how to share my screen. I'm dying so bad. Okay, go. You watch it.
We might use a video replay here.
Super, Ralph. Let's do that.
Oh, yes, we could be in for a quintessential tango sensation here. Why, yes, Jordy, let's look at
You
it.
see what I'm saying? This is why. The minute you logged on, I was like dying because I'm like, what is this ad? Tango Orange Man, 1992.
Well, first of all, let's just state the obvious. I wish so badly I worked in advertising in 1992.
Oh my God. The 90s were the time to be in advertising. You could do literally anything you wanted and people would buy. Okay, the reason I found this ad, one, because you like history, but two, I was trying to look for scary ads today because we're close to Halloween. I'm done talking about BFCM. So I was like, we're going to look at some scary ads today. This one came up as a suggestion. It's not scary.
No.
Scary ad.
But it's wild and
it's
out there.
Bonkers. Okay.
You think they told the actor that was going to happen?
I don't think so, because his reaction was like really visceral, and I think he actually slapped him in the face. Okay, so this is called the Tango Orange Man ad. It's for a UK soft drink, and this is the funniest part about it. It's a very controversial ad. So I was trying to find ads today that were like kind of scary in what they did for the brands that they ran them for, primarily based on the fact that like they did something in the ad that should not have worked. But oddly, scarily, it did. And this is one of the ones that I found that was apparently sales rose by more than a third.
Dang, good for them.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's actually a big increase in stuff. And they also helped double Tango's share in the soft drink market around 1994. Doubled it. From an ad where a guy just was slapping somebody in the face.
Just an orange guy runs up and slaps him when he takes a sip. What? I think, God, I love beverage advertising so much.
Yes, we need to move to CPG because I'm like, 100%. You guys get to do whatever you want over there.
Because I think like for Bev specifically, the whole game, because you can't convey taste through an ad.
There's no way.
So the whole game is like, how do we make people understand how they might feel when they take a sip of this? And like, I feel like the iconic ones more recently are like, remember when Drake was like in the recording booth and like took a sip of Sprite and his whole body like exploded and then he rapped and it sounded cool. There's that one, and then there's like the Corona Find Your Beach angle.
Yep. And that one ran for years.
Years. I think they still run it.
Yeah.
And it's just so interesting. That's like in Bev, it's like, all right, who can be the most memorable and make people understand to some degree how they might feel when they take a sip.
100%. I think this is something we can take over into D2C too, because like 100%. We don't ever communicate what you're going to feel with our products. We only communicate what end goal you're going to get to. Which drives me crazy. And today was one of those days where I was like, I don't even want to talk about ads. Like we've been talking this to death for forever. So this is why I like to look in places like beverage.
This is so interesting.
He's literally just slapping a guy in the face. And that was the whole ad. It was like.
Well, and what I love about this one too is like it takes no production quality. By the way, like
they painted a guy in orange.
They just painted a dude
shorts
in orange.
Like, go slap that guy over there. Yeah. Well, okay. And I will also say, ad wise, the delivery on this is perfect.
Yep.
And this is something we should probably talk about with ads. I'm so done talking about like hooks and scripting and that's fine. Let's talk about storytelling, because this ad, you sit there for like a good 3 to 5 seconds in the hook and nothing's really happening. Like,
you know what I love about it and like what it speaks to me is like during a boring, mundane moment, this drink adds energy and spice and flavor because it does breathe for a minute at the beginning of just like, it looks like these guys just met up. They're trying to figure out where to go to lunch or something. I don't know. But it's just like a normal, average, boring day.
Yeah.
But then cracking open a can of Tango makes the day way more exciting.
Which, if I'm correct, isn't Tango the same as like Fanta?
I would guess based on
like
the
an
color
orange. Yeah, it's just an orange drink. Okay, but who doesn't want to be slapped in the face by something they're drinking? That's why people drink Red Bull. Like that's why you drink
Facts.
Red Bull.
And Jack Daniels.
Scary good ad. Okay, do you want another one?
Yeah.
I have lots of these scary ads because I wanted to talk Halloween.
Hold on.
Today.
Are there? My biggest fear.
Is it actually jump scary? No.
Are there? Because
there's no. I only picked scary. Okay, for you.
And then cut that out because I can't have it leaking that my biggest fear. Because then people will tweet me all the time when it's a problem.
I'm gonna bleep it out and put the clip on Twitter and see if everybody can guess what your phobia is.
I'm gonna tell everyone it's snakes.
You should just tell everyone
it's snakes and clowns and werewolves. It's just anything else.
My biggest fear is the soul crushing responsibility of having to maintain like being a human. Okay.
Yes.
Second day got deep real fast. Second one is one that I actually just ran in my newsletter this week because I was like, oh my God, this campaign. You ever heard of Diamond Shreddies? Oh, I have so many of these for you. Actually, I'm really glad that you're kind of a baby because you've never heard of any of these brands before. And I'm like, oh, you're going to become such a good marketer because now you got all this history. Okay. Diamond Shreddies experiment, 2008. Kraft had
I was 12.
So yeah, you were too young to remember this. 2008, that was a year after I graduated high school. So like I vaguely remember this. Kraft had a brand called Shreddies. It was literally just like the brown squares that your grandpa eats. It's like full of fiber, whatever. They was basically just dying a slow death in Canada, not doing well. So they had to try and figure out, okay, how do we take this product and we make like the masses love it, which is something everybody's dealing with these days. They partnered with Ogilvy Toronto and they tried to do a brainstorm on like, okay, from a behavior science lens, how would you make this product like interesting and popular again? Weirdest thing ever. They had an intern that was sitting in this meeting who was like listening to all these guys pitch all these different ideas. And he like wasn't saying anything. At the end of all their pitches, he was like, did anybody notice that like this cereal isn't a square, it's a diamond? That was his suggestion, was just like what if we just take the square and turn it 45 degrees?
Yep.
And then relaunch.
I love it.
So they did, and they called it New Diamond Shred. They literally just changed the photo to a 45-degree angle and called it Diamond Shreddies. 18% increase in sales.
Let's go.
To the campaign launch. Scary good advertising. I'm just like,
let's go.
What the fuck? You guys changed it from a square to a diamond and people loved it. So they launched all these new ads that asked people, are you team square? Or are you team diamond? Similar to like, are you at team Edward or are you team Jacob?
Or the like left or right Twix thing.
Yes. People get into this shit. And it was so popular that apparently they were selling combo boxes where it was like half square. People were so obsessed with this. They were taking the products, jacking up the price, and selling them on eBay. Let's pause for just a minute.
Some brands have already unlocked a new profitable prospecting channel. They've closed the chapter in their business of meta retargeting and struggling to find net new audiences, and they've already cracked the code on what prospecting needs to look like in 2026 and beyond. Those brands have joined the other side. Other Side is an agency that figured out how to turn programmatic advertising into a performance marketing channel. They're able to advertise outside the Meta ecosystem with clear and accurate attribution, with the ability to prospect and retarget across platforms and ultimately unlock huge new audiences that aren't chronically on Meta and Instagram. For Brain-Driven Brands listeners, they're running an insane offer right now. They'll run your ads for free for 2 months to prove to you it works. Then you can either part ways with them or continue at their normal, affordable rates. But they're making this risk-free and a no-brainer for you to try. So go to jointheotherside.com and let them know we sent you.
And now back to the show.
Let's go.
Like triple what I'm like,
that's amazing.
What is scary good advertising? I'm like, that is insane.
Talk about just a new perspective. Literally, you still your head. Like, Well, and what's so interesting to me is like, how much of it do you think is like the linguistics of it? Like, no one wants to be a square. A square is a euphemism for boring, bland, bad.
Yeah.
But diamonds are like a really cool, valuable thing.
Yes. Okay,
like,
yeah.
that matters so much.
And I'm so glad you noticed that, because I truly believe that was like a good chunk of the reason why people liked it.
It wouldn't have worked the other way if they'd been called diamonds previously.
Yeah,
and they went
tried
to
to change the
square.
squares.
It wouldn't have worked.
I don't think it would have worked. Then now I want to know how many companies are just sitting on like millions of
Sitting
dollars
on that.
just because they're not they're just not looking at it that way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It is so crazy. And like, this is why I think it's so funny that people in our industry like just talk ABO or CBO. He's like, no, you like, think bigger, think way bigger about your brand purpose and your brand message. That's where you're going to get a big jump.
Yeah. Well, and this is, I find this so interesting because we're so stuck on like, how do you set up your account? Are you using ASA? You guys are all doing it wrong because you're not using Kafka. I'm like, these people changed the picture in the box.
That was Taylor Holiday, by the way.
They rotated like 45 degrees and it worked. Like they didn't do anything. I'm just, this is the reason why I love behavior science, because I'm like,
how much of this do you think, year was that? You said 08?
Yeah, this one was in.
So not that long ago, by the way.
No, that's pretty
like sometimes when we look at things from like last century, it's like, well, it was the 40s. It was easy.
I know.
Like, but it's like it's 2008. And by the way, economy wasn't doing so hot.
No. But I love Diamond Shreddies in particular because it came from an intern. Like they have every case study I've read on this. This is like, it's some dude in a room that was like, do you guys notice that that's actually a diamond? Like that was his suggestion, was like, let's
just
not
an intern who was hungover, so he was leaning on his arm like this. And he was like, from this angle, kind of looks like a diamond. That was literally it.
And the scariest part about
Let's get that intern on the podcast.
Oh, 100%.
He's probably your age.
Out who it was, because they don't say his name. They just say an intern. They do, though. They reference the fact that they hired him afterwards. Of course they did. Because they're like, dang, that's a good
Are they still in business?
Chad. Like, that's a real. Do they what?
Are they still in business?
Diamond Shreddies? Oh, I don't know. Let's see. I'll look at this.
How funny would it be if that guy's still just coasting off that one idea? Hasn't contributed anything in the last 16 years?
But I mean,
I'm the diamond guy. I'm now a VP.
Like, he's riding hard off of that for the rest of his career. Diamond Shreddies. I don't see that they're in business anymore.
Damn.
So somebody tweet at us if you know this for sure.
One-hit wonder.
Literally just squares or diamonds. I'm like, oh my God. It's good when people are starting to sell it on eBay. And it's like, it's a diamond box because there's not that many left. Scary good advertising. All right. You ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. This was a scary one that ended poorly. Are you ready?
Okay.
Those did well.
Yeah.
This one is like, have you ever heard of Pepsi's Number Fever campaign that they ran in the Philippines in 1992? I'm so shocked that you don't know this one.
Oh, the Philippines. I do.
You know this one. Okay. Yes.
I think I watched a doc on it a while ago. Remind me though.
Okay. So for anybody who doesn't know this one I love referencing because it's just like, when you do advertising, especially if you're going to do campaign level advertising, you got to be so careful about making sure that you make good on your promises. So when Pepsi Philippines ran a promotional campaign where their bottle caps had 3-digit number on them, and certain numbers, including the number 349, were advertised as like jackpot winners, redeemable for all sorts of prizes, right? So due to a printing or a system error, though, 800,000 ordinary bottle caps ended up with the winning number.
Yeah.
Without the security codes. So all these customers like thought they had won the grand prize, and then Pepsi attempted to retract it by like denying the full payouts. They were just like, we're not going to give all 800,000 of you anything. People rioted. They were so mad. They were like,
it like caused like national issues in Philippines.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, it was really interesting because the sales boost from this, at least what we can tell, Pepsi's sales rose, looks like from 10 million to 14 million. So they made a shit ton of cash off of this. I kind of want to go ask, was it Sean? Ridge ran something recently where they did like a huge sweepstakes for a Lamborghini or something.
Yeah. They were the first econ brand to like bring sweepstakes back into the kind of mix.
Okay. I like sweepstakes. I think they're a really interesting way of like engaging customers. It's also just a cool way to just be like, we're not just about the money. We
Yeah.
want you to do cool stuff with us. But if you're gonna do it, like, maybe don't do what Pepsi did, because that was a very bad campaign.
Okay, all right. So it's so funny. So they rolled out this sweepstakes for the Philippines. You said 1992.
1992. Yep.
Almost brought the country crumbling down.
Yes.
Then they rolled out the jet giveaway in America in 96. So they were like, all right, listen, we worked out the
any of their mistakes.
We almost toppled a small nation.
Oh my
it's
God.
Fine. We got our bases covered now.
Why is Pepsi so bad at advertising? That's my question.
Because they're the inferior product, so they're constantly grasping at straws.
Oh, you think that's why? I mean, that could be a very viable point. I find it really interesting.
By the way, a lot of us need to have a little gut check with ourselves about what we sell in e-com.
Think about it before you do it. Don't be Pepsi. No offense to Pepsi, but you guys, wow.
Well, and that I think is like the scary part. This is our scary themed episode.
Our scary one.
Like everyone's got good ideas, and even all these bad ones we're talking about, there's a nugget of a good idea in there.
Yeah, like I see what they were trying to do. Makes sense.
But yeah, where it gets scary is the execution completely misses the mark, and I think like misses the purpose of what the good idea was.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna end up with scary results.
Yeah. One, some like context for that, because I know somebody's going to tweet me and be like, well, how do you execute well on this stuff? A lot of this comes down to how well integrated are you into the communities that you're trying to sell to?
Bingo. How well do you know who your customers are?
You got to get so deep. And I'm not even talking about like study them. That's part of it. The other piece of it is just go get involved in the community. That's the reason why like Sarah knows my audience as well as I do, is because I'm on Twitter all day, every day.
Yep.
Chat with people, just be like, what are you doing? How do you think about this? Like, what are your views on XYZ? A lot of these brands aren't even involved in the conversations that their customers are having. They just notice random things that their customers are doing. Doing and talking are very different, right? Because people want to bitch. Like they want to get online and talk about all the things they hate. You need to go get in that conversation and sit in that room and listen and like watch what people are doing with each other. Because they would have known, like Pepsi especially, should have known that this is like not a good way to deliver that message.
Yeah. Ooh. No, and it's something that like, I've recently interviewed with like 30 different e-com brands. And like, I talked to a lot of fantastic brands. Some of them, and the most common red flag I saw is founders just having a huge disconnect between like who they think their customers are and I think who their customers actually are.
Yeah. I find that even, or maybe especially the founders who used to be the customer, those ones I find have a really hard time getting their own like notion out of their head. And all of these campaigns that we talked about today, good ones or bad ones, they came from an idea of somebody just noticing something. They just noticed something specifically obvious and executed on it and tried to like capture a little bit of lightning in a bottle. If you're that type of founder that you used to be the consumer, you got to step way back so you can look at the whole picture. Otherwise, you're just going to get stuck in what your experience was, which might not be the current experience. Similar.
I want to echo what you said about like get to know the community, because I think it's so important. Is like what people say online is different than what they do in real life.
Totally different. Yep.
And like, I think a huge benefit for me the last couple years at OG was like, I was going to distilleries and country concerts all the time.
Yeah.
I wasn't just reading customer reviews. I was hanging out with them and drinking with them. And it's like, oh, this is what we do and say and think and what we want to spend our time doing. And it's like that matters way more. And then if we ever had taken a political stance, I would have known how to do it.
Yes. How to communicate it.
Like,
thank you.
Yeah.
Not just what to say, because like that's only half the battle. The other half is like, how do I need to communicate this so I don't piss people off?
Yep.
Or so I don't like completely deliver a message that I thought was accurate and it's just not at all. So now I know that we're not going to dive too deep into this quite yet, but now I'm interested to hear, how are you going to go get into the community of like the new brands you're working with? Because I'm like, totally different customer type.
Very different.
And something that like, is not naturally to the person that you are, right?
Yeah.
The person that Nate is may not naturally, like, especially if you're selling like female based anything, you're going to go, I don't know, hawk like menopause pills. Like, how are you going to get involved with that person? So a lot of this, not just talking to customers, but go search for the communities and go search for what they're talking about, because that's all execution is super, super important. Okay, anything else you want to touch on for
No,
that's all I have.
This is a good episode.
Well, good. Okay, it started off strong because that Tango Orange Man ad. I'm gonna be watching it all day now. It's like, this is the funniest ad I've ever seen. And now I want to go see some people slapping people because I just find it funny. Like,
can you guys, all right, let me add one more thing to this.
Okay.
Everyone, please. This is your challenge of the week, which I'm doing now, by the way. So watch it. This is the Nate Legos Brain Driven Brands challenge of the week. Go watch this Tango Orange Man ad.
Oh my God.
And then just bullet point out, just a little outline of like, what would your version of that be?
Oh, so good.
You don't have to make it yet, but just start to think about what it would be. Cause I think that's like where some of my best ideas came from, is like looking at vintage Rolex ads from the 70s. And we're like, if I was going to do that to sell a watch today, what would it be? And I bet you guys will come up with some good stuff. Yep.
I think your challenge, and then secondary challenge for Sarah, rotate your product by 45 degrees and see what happens. In all your ads this week, just take your product and turn it a little bit, and then come back and tell me how much market.
That's the high level insight that people come to this podcast for.
Have
you ever tried just like tilting your head like a confused dog and seeing if that helps sales?
I'm just like, this can't be real. Like, we are trying so hard in advertising. These guys were like, just turn the box.
Yeah, it's just a diamond now.
Come back when we're raking over cash here and here. So, okay.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Appreciate you guys listening. If you want to follow me, I'm at Sarah Levinger. Anywhere you consume content, he is at Nate Legos. If you like this show and if you like this episode, go ahead and like, subscribe, share with a friend. Drop us a review when you have a minute. We would appreciate it. Otherwise, have a great week. We'll see you next time.